Have you ever been hit by a wave of anxiety that makes absolutely no sense? You know what I mean? You're sitting on your couch, you're safe, the bills are paid, everything is technically fine, but your heart is racing. Your body feels like it's bracing for an impact that never comes. It's frustrating, right? You do the mindset work, you do the affirmations, but the feeling remains. Well, here is the wildest question I'm going to ask you today. What if that anxiety isn't actually yours? What if the fear you feel today is actually your grandmother's survival mode from 50 years ago, living in your nervous system right now? Today, we are diving deep into the concept of generational trauma. We're going to look at how the unhealed wounds, fears, and limiting beliefs of our ancestors can actually become our biological and energetic reality. But more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can be the one to finally break that loop. Before we jump down this rabbit hole, do me a quick favor. If you believe there is more to your reality than what meets the eye, hit that thumbs up button right now. It tells YouTube that this is the kind of deep, authentic content people want to see, and it helps this message reach people who really need this healing. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single video on your awakening journey. Okay, let's get real. When people hear ancestral healing or generational shadows, it sounds very woo-woo. It sounds mysterious. And for a long time, it was just a spiritual theory. But guess what? Science has finally caught up to what mystics have known for centuries. There is a field of study called epigenetics. And without turning this into a biology lecture, here is the simplest way to understand it. You have your DNA, right? That's the hardware. You can't really change that. But above your DNA, you have the epigenome. Think of this like the software that tells the hardware what to do. It's like the piano player deciding which keys to press. Studies, massive studies on survivors of famine, war, and intense stress have shown that severe trauma can actually leave a chemical mark on that software. It flips a switch. Let's say your grandfather lived through a war. His body spent years in a hypervigilant fight or flight state just to survive. That survival mode got chemically coded into his epigenome. When he had children, he passed that coding down, and then they passed it down to you. So you might have been born in peacetime. You might have a relatively safe life, but your biology, your baseline nervous system setting might still be set to war. That is generational trauma. It's not just a story, it's cellular memory. So, what does this look like in 2026? How do you know if you're dealing with this? It rarely shows up as a clear memory of your ancestors' life. Instead, it shows up as irrational patterns in your own life. It lives in your shadow, the unconscious part of you. It shows up as an intense fear of scarcity, even though you have money in the bank because your great-grandparents lived through the Depression. It shows up as an inability to trust relationships because the women in your lineage were consistently betrayed and had to rely only on themselves. It shows up as you self-sabotaging every time you get close to success. Why? Because somewhere in your lineage, being too visible or too powerful got someone killed or ostracized. Your conscious mind wants success, but your ancestral subconscious is screaming, "Stay small, it's safer down here." You are essentially operating on an outdated survival map for a territory you no longer live in. And this brings me to a crucial point about your awakening. We spend so much time trying to fix ourselves with conscious effort. We try to outthink our anxiety. We try to willpower our way through these blocks. But you cannot heal generational trauma solely with your conscious mind. You just can't. It's too deep. It is buried in the root cause of things. You have to access your subconscious genius. We talk a lot on this channel about awakening, but true awakening isn't just seeing angel numbers. True awakening is realizing that your subconscious mind holds both the blueprint of your trauma and the blueprint for your perfect health and success. It knows exactly where that ancestral switch was flipped, and it knows how to flip it back. If you feel like you are constantly fighting invisible battles, it's because you haven't learned the language of your own subconscious yet. I actually wrote a deep dive guide on exactly how to do this called Awaken Your Subconscious Genius. It's all about moving past surface level spirituality and getting down to the root causes stored in your mind so you can actually change your reality. If you're ready to stop trimming the leaves of your problems and pull them out by the root, check the link in the description below. Okay, let's bring it back. When you first realized that your baggage might belong to your ancestors, It can feel heavy. It can feel unfair. Great, I have to deal with my own stuff and grandma's stuff. But I want to offer you a shift in perspective. This is actually incredibly empowering because if you know that a fear didn't start with you, you also know that it doesn't have to end with you. You have the opportunity to be the cycle breaker in your lineage. When you do this deep shadow work, when you heal that epigenetic wound in your own body, something magical happens. You aren't just healing yourself. Spiritually speaking, you are sending ripples backward in time, honoring the suffering of your ancestors and saying, "Thank you for surviving so I could be here. I've got it from here. You can rest now." And you are sending ripples forward. You are ensuring that your children, or just the people you influence in the future, don't have to carry that same heavy backpack. The trauma may run in your family, but the healing can start with you. Identifying generational trauma is one of the most profound steps you can take in your spiritual awakening. It moves you from feeling like a victim of your own mind to becoming the master of your own programming. It's deep work and it requires the right tools. If this topic resonated with you and you know you have some ancestral shadows lurking in your subconscious, don't try to navigate it alone. Grab my book, Awaken Your Subconscious Genius, link down below. It is designed to help you access that inner intelligence that knows exactly how to clear these generational imprints so you can finally be free to live your life, not just a repetition of your family history. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If this was helpful, share it with someone in your family who might need to hear it. I'll see you in the next video. Grab my book, Awaken Your Subconscious Genius, link down below. It is designed to help you access that inner intelligence that knows exactly how to clear these generational imprints so you can finally be free to live your life, not just a repetition of your family history. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If this was helpful, share it with someone in your family who might need to hear it. I'll see you in the next video.